Good morning, everybody. I'm Sayooran, doing my master's at University of Saskatchewan, Canada. Today I am here to present my research titled Providing Awareness, Understanding and Control of Personalized Stream Filtering in a Peer-to-Peer Social Network. So today, with the massive growth of online social networks such as Facebook and Google+, millions of users are sharing social updates with friends, creating a firehouse of data in real time. But if we consider the social data stream of a single user, only a fraction of it is relevant and interesting, while the rest of the stream results in a social data overload. To overcome this problem, most of the social media sites today have implemented personalized stream filtering technique to present the relevant content to the user. But these systems are black boxes and they provide no transparency and explanation. So users do not have any idea about what are the activities hidden in their activity stream and why they are hidden. So as a result of this, the user's trust in the system can decline. In addition to this problem, as a result of successful personalization, in the long run, as shown in this picture, the user will get trapped inside a world within the limited boundaries of interest. So Eli Paris refers to this problem as the filter bubble problem. So there are many problems caused by this filter bubble. I will focus on three of them. The first problem is the problem of distortion. So here you get a distorted filtered view of your friends and you don't know in what way it is biased. So it also means that you are less likely to see the information that are important but not immediately clickable or compulsively attention seeking. So if you take a look at the Facebook like button, say it's very easy to click like to someone's post about going on a vacation to Hawaii, but it's very hard to click like on a news post about an earthquake occurring in Wellington. So most of the information goes to very quickly. Some of them will not make through the filter bubble. And the second problem is the psychological equivalent of obesity. That means you get some information vegetables and some information desserts. So because of the focus is on what we click first and what we are most compulsively attracted to, the filter bubble can just leave us in the information world of information with the world of fully information junk food. So that's the second problem. And the third one we have is a matter of control. That means today with the growth of our knowledge is greatly influenced by the algorithms and systems which gives excessive power to computer scientists who develop these personalization techniques. So we have developed an interactive method to visualize the personalized stream filtering in a peer-to-peer social network and to create awareness, understanding and control of personalized stream filtering to alleviate this filter bubble problem and as a result increase the user's trust in the system. So let's see our visualization design. So here So as you can see here, there are three filters for the visualization, it provides you the flexibility to choose the desired view in the time period of interest. And here the circles inside the bubble represent the categories of social data that are shown in your news feed, and the circles outside the filter bubble are the categories of social data that are hidden in your newsstream. So if you want to view one of the hidden social data, just click on the circle outside the filter bubble. So it will show you the individual links under that category which are hidden in the newsstream. And now you can drag it inside and it will appear in your news feed. And if you want, you can drag a category of social update outside your bubble. So likewise, there is another view called Friends view. Here, instead of the categories of the circles representing the categories of social data, it represents the friends, users' friends who have posted the social updates. So why we have chosen this design? It's based on the bubble metaphor, which tries to effectively make the personalized stream filtering more understandable to the user, and the bubble scale shape is more scalable to accommodate more circles in it. And we provided an abstract category view so that it scales better than showing the specific updates, and it doesn't lead to an overcrowded view, and also it doesn't lead to a cognitive overload. And we also follow the Schneiderman's design principle: overview first, details on demand. So we have implemented the visualization of the filter bubble using HTML5 and Kinetic.js framework in Madmica. So this Madmica is a privacy-aware decentralized online social network which is based on the Friendica open source framework. So here you can see the decentralized architecture of Madmica. So the filtering approach uses the interaction between users to construct a model of user interest overlaid on the relationships of users with their friends. So here you can see the Madmica homepage. So it looks very similar to the Facebook homepage, but in the side you can see it notifies the users that some of the updates are hidden in the stream. So it creates awareness to the user that the filtering is happening, and some of the social data updates on your stream are not shown. So we have done a small scale user study and the goal of this study is to look that if the visualization is usable and if it creates awareness, understanding and sense of control of personal stream filtering to alleviate the filter bubble problem, and as a result it increases the user's trust in the system. So based on these goals, we have formulated the following hypothesis. So in the experimental setup, 11 graduate students participated in the study for 3 weeks continuously, and because due to the small number of users and the fact that the users were well known each other, the privacy was not an issue. So for the efficiency's sake, we hosted only one Madmica node to conduct the experiment to all the participants. So after the users are created the account, they added each other as friends and shared anything they found interesting. And we provided 11 semantic categories to classify the social data, and those categories are based on what we do as research in our lab. So they are social computing, user modeling, education and mentoring, mobile technologies, and so service-oriented architecture. And in addition to that, we provide some generic categories like news, sports and games, technology, cool stuff, and etc. So, in addition to the experimental setup to keep the participants engaged and motivated to be active in the network, we gamified using a simple scoring mechanism as shown in this slide, and we provided some monetary rewards. So from this experimental setup, we evaluated our hypothesis using the following measures. So our hypothesis 1 is evaluated using the system tracked data as well as the results of the questionnaire. And both the hypothesis 2 and 3 are evaluated using the questionnaire results. Our questionnaire contained both closed questions and as well as the open-ended questions. So let's see some results. So based on the system track data, we plotted the number of users who performed actions on visualization each day throughout the period. So here you can observe 3 phases of the experiment. So the beginning can be marked as the learning phase, where the users get familiar with the visualization, and then after that there is a sudden spike in the number of users. So when we introduced a pop-up notification that the filtering is happening and the social data some of the social data are not shown in the stream. Then after that, during the 3rd week, we have turned off the notification, and still here even after the notification was turned off, we could see that users are actively engaged. Users are actively engaged with the visualization, and this supports our hypothesis 1. So here are some of the results for the closed-ended questions related to the hypothesis 1. So here, as you can see, most of the users have said they find it easy to discover new categories of interest, and finding a category of interest not inside the bubble, discovering the categories of interest of friends, and as well as discovering which categories of interest your friends are most interested in. So this clearly shows that users are interested and willing to manipulate the visualization to ensure that they will not be trapped inside the filter bubble. So here some results for the question related to the user trust. So as you can see, if we compare the results, it provides clear evidence to the hypothesis 2 that when you see the beginning before, so 54% of them are on the lower side of the scale before using the filter bubble, and after using the filter bubble, most of them are shifted to the higher side of the scale. Here you can see some of the results to the user experience. So as you can see, most of the users are satisfied with the visualization. So our questionnaire contained some open-ended questions to evaluate the hypothesis 1. So here are some of the answers to the questionnaire, open-ended questions. This is also again another open-ended question related to the position and size of the category of end circle. So even though the participant showed good understanding about the representation of the filter bubble, the understanding about the graphical language of the visualization was not uniformly good, and it needs some improvement. So as a conclusion, we addressed the filter bubble problem in a content-based stream filtering in a peer-to-peer social network and proposed an interactive method to visualize the filter bubble. And the study research shows that the visualization has created the awareness of filtering and engages the users in actions to correct and change it, and increases the users' trust in the system. As a future work direction, we need to improve the graphical language of the visualization, and we have to find a solution to the limited number of semantic categories, and we need to improve the filtering mechanism used in the Madmica, and as well as conducting a large-scale user study. Thank you.
Thank you. I think we have a lot of time for questions. So, questions?
Yes.
So what you've done there is sort of create a visualisation of a network of friends, and within the bubble are those interests that a particular person in that group is interested in.
Yeah.
And outside the bubble represents other sort of data sources or news feeds, if you like, that they may not be interested in, but they can do it if they want to. Can the users create a new category or a news feed and place that out, represent that outside the bubble for other users to perhaps engage with?
Yeah, because currently we have provided 11 semantic categories so that the users can classify the social data under that. But we have also provided some feature to the user can define a category and post it under that category, so that it will come inside the bubble with the category, the defined category. But in order to, this might, if we allow the users to define it as they want, there might be redundant categories and it will blow up the visualization. So we have added an administrator capability to allow control the volume of the categories. So that is one of the limitations we are trying to address in the future.
Okay. You actually answered the second question I was going to have there. Everybody wanted to create their own, how do you just couldn't spontaneously get out of control.
Yeah.
But no, thank you.
I caught the paper, but we are thinking of using automatic deduction of the category using very simple semantic analysis of the text, if there is text in the post, because sometimes people post pictures and have no text, so that it's not possible. But if it's text which allows to deduce characteristic words, actually we have even the software, Sayooran has developed the software. It's not perfect because again it can explode with too many. So next stage is to look in some lightweight ontologies to try to find more generic categories, which automatically is not to get away from the moderator/administrator.
The moderator could actually introduce a bias of their own.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
You just need to be careful, I guess. That's interesting. Okay.
I have a kind of strange question, but it's just maybe for discussion. I think there is an underlying problem. this excessive information, actually, it may come up because people follow this tit for tat strategy, that you try to connect to everybody because you want to look like that you are connecting to everybody. And after some iterations, everybody is connected with everybody. These things do not make sense, and we need these mechanisms just to try to avoid the original problem. Can't we try to solve the original problem, which is trying to avoid this tit for tat strategy that people are adopting? I don't know.
You said sort of similar to like, you know, some people on Facebook can have sort of 900 friends, but we all know that they've probably got about 8 close friends of the actual engagement. The rest are just acquaintances or people you want to be friends with.
But even with the research people, you know, using ResearchGate, I find the same strategy. People connect to me, and I feel compelled to connect with them. And when I look at the others with so many connections, I feel I'm a nobody, so I want to connect with them.
I find the same thing, but I find I start to again look at the bona fides of who wants to connect with me, and that's the decision I make based on perhaps the research history.
Well, you're paying the price though. So if you want to connect with everybody, you will have to endure all their junk, which they put in your stream. So there is a opposite feedback loop there. Maybe people will do this at a price. They will take the price and do it. Now the visualization is personal. So everybody sees a different visualization because they see their own friends. But there could be, you're right, there could be an incentive for a user to want to appear in the circle of everybody else, so to become popular in this sense. There is no social comparison here. So we deliberately designed it to not allow for social comparison because we were afraid that something like this may happen. Yet, if they really understand the mechanism, they could try to get into the circles of everybody wanting to influence. Spammers might have a strong incentive to get into the circle of everybody that was spam with their own views. It's a very interesting thought actually to address.
More questions? I think I have a question as well. I didn't really understand if you got to test your system with the visualization and without the visualization, because I think that this is a real problem, but a lot of people don't even know that it happens. Did you get to compare?
Because so if you see your results section, the first result. So here, during this phase, the users are not aware of the visualization. But
It's available, but the visualization is available in the interface, but only 14% actually discovered it in big quantity. There was no prompt from the system, nothing to explicitly attract attention, yet it was there. In Facebook, though, the Facebook filters this thing.
Yes, and doesn't notify the user.
Doesn't notify. And sometimes you wonder where have your friends disappeared? Are they too busy? Did they have a personal disaster? And actually, you discover they're very happy and chirping, and you just don't see anything.
That's why I was wondering, because I know that is the problem with Facebook.